which they did a much better job at.
Yeah, absolutely a big plus. And oftentimes, Kevin, we've seen it time and time again. Your performance at the line can be the difference maker in a game.
And this will make it 31 victories for them on the year.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And that next meeting, Greg, will be their second and final game of the season series, being in opposite conferences. So you bet nobody wants to get swept even in a two-game season series. I think the next game will be hotly contested.
And beyond the actual result of this game, fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for Kevin Durant. And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone else on his team.
He drops the first one, and that'll push the lead to double digits. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
You've got to figure those are the free throws that officially put this game out of reach.
Here's Freak. Pass to Stuckey. And here's Miles outside. Great D that time from Collison. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win.
4. What?
Russell, congrats.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Kevin, much appreciated, and now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kevin Durant.
This was vintage Kevin Durant we saw tonight, fellas. Just tearing it up. He's got the most diverse set of skills out there from an offensive standpoint. There isn't anything he can't do. And defensively, he can do it as well. It's almost impossible to count all the ways Kevin Durant helps his team.
I don't know if there's a fan base that loves their star more than this crowd. Wow. Getting jealous, and he feeds off that support. Once they got behind him, he became.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a good night, everybody.
Yo, what up?
Basquiat, let's go. Got that art for y'all, that real spit.
Yeah.
I never had this feeling.
tough matchup tonight. We could very well end up facing these guys in the postseason. So it's important to learn what we can and show them we're not about to back down. If we get it done here, it'll give us that much more confidence if we see them again. The stakes are raising every day at this point, so I better man up.
Wilker wearing the green today on this special presentation of the NBA on St. Patrick's Day. Along with Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Indiana leading. So the Raptors 5 right now. We've got DeRozan. Bismack Biyombo is out there with Patrick Patterson. Then it's Corey Joseph. And it's Powell in at the small forward.
You know, Dwayne Casey was once a player at Kentucky, took me and hosted me on my recruiting visit at Kentucky back in 1979. Actually got his coaching start at the school as well.
Here's DeRozan. The good-looking shot from the wing.
And sometimes you just can't get around your defender there. You got to hit him with that hot top fade.
Now here's Freak, guarded closely. Over in the corner, Turner. Just 5 on the clock. Indiana needs to get a shot off. Freak, good, and the assist goes to Ellis. Freak's got his first basket. The Raptors have gone 4 of 10 shooting the ball here in the first quarter. We'll go to Doris Burke, who spoke with head coach Dwayne Casey. What's the news, Doris?
A key concern for his side is how to keep Monte Ellis from running amok on their defense. He said there are very few players in the league who can take a sliver or a seam in a defense and turn it into 2 points as efficiently as Monte Ellis does. He said one step and he's at the rim. We have to move our feet as a unit or he'll get to the rim all game long. Guys?
Thanks, Doris.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
And it goes
Come on,
as the
man.
official
What are you
calls
doing?
the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line. So we'll see DeMar DeRozan go to the line here. That's on Monte Ellis. Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Hill, he's checked in for C.J. Miles. Solomon Hill comes in for George. Rodney Stuckey subbed in for Ellis.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
Now here's Joseph. He's guarded closely. Dishes to Powell. Patterson, the screen. Powell kicks to Patterson. Shot's good. Patterson's got 9. Indiana trailing here. Hill left side. Hill up top. Pass to Freak from 13. His shot is good, making it a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick fire release.
Yeah, and the mid-range shot really the only option in that situation. Sometimes when you're facing a bigger guy, you can't get it all the way to the rim.
6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Here's Powell. Hill pulls it in.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Pass to Stuckey. Beyond the arc. No good. And a chance to hear from point guard Kyle Lowry about the chemistry of this Raptors
Kyle Lowry.
team.
Kyle Lowry.
The
Lowry
question
by
is whether or
Lowry.
not that team is an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Turner's
Lowry.
checked in for Mahinmi. C.J. Miles comes in for Hill. George is checked in for Solomon Hill. And Freak subbed in for Rodney Stuckey. Raptors also changing it up. Patterson, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. DeRozan comes in for DeMar Carroll. And Corey Joseph subbed in for Powell. Freak in at shooting guard. Paul George is out there with C.J. Miles. Then it's Turner. And it's Hill in at the 1. That's the Pacers 5.
You know, I can think of one way to describe George Hill. It's the culmination of several attributes. I mean, he comes from the school of Popovich, plays under control, always in the right place defensively. The way I describe him is just steady.
Just 4 to shoot. From deep. Can't get it to go. And Indiana will come the other way. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
And that kind of loss sticks with you for a while because they probably felt they were the better team on that night. They just could not make the plays down the stretch.
Guys, you know, there are times when you would rather lose by double digits than to let a win get away from you when you thought you had it. And that sometimes is harder to deal with.
Again, the miss by Lowry.
Missed by
An
Lowry.
interesting thing about George Hill, he was traded from the Spurs to the Pacers a few years back. Many people were surprised the Spurs would
Come on, what are
trade
you
a valuable
doing?
veteran when
What are
they were
you
trying to win
doing
a
here?
championship. But who did they trade him for? Kawhi Leonard. A pretty good deal.
Well, you know, Hill is really solid. He knocks down open shots, can run the offense or play off the ball equally well. I think he's a terrific combo guard. Gives you a little bit of everything and does it in a professional way. And that's typically what attracts him to other teams.
Now, here's Joseph. Not a lot of room. The wide open look here for DeRozan. And the Raptors miss again.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboards.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that. Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
A little bit of a magic act here, pulling off the Houdini to make that catch and slam.
Stupendous alley-oop.
I think the crowd is still stunned by that one.
And he didn't get quite enough under that one. From deep three-point range. No good on that last second attempt there. And through one half.
Coach, what are the key aspects of your...
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback. Oh, he's checked in for Patterson. Ross comes in for DeMar Carroll, and it's Powell in for DeMar DeRozan. So the Raptors 5 right now. Bismack Biyombo is out there with Terrence Ross. Then there's Lowry. Then there's Jonas Valanciunas, and it's Powell in at the shooting guard.
You know, obviously, he knows how to finish with some flair.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Celtics looked really strong. He ended with 13 points and was on the mark from deep, draining several threes. His coach said that this was just the kind of game they needed from him as they make their postseason push. Every contribution helps, guys.
All right, thanks, Doris. He's got a lot of positives to take away from that game.
He really does. It was one of his better performances, and that's saying something because we've seen this guy have a lot of good ones.
And you'd have to imagine that he'll be out to build on it, to go one better here tonight.
Lowry drives in, and Turner with the block. Fast break. Here comes Indiana. Hill leading the charge. And out of bounds as Toronto gains possession.
Here's where Toronto sits right now in the league rankings. 5th in opponent points per game. 7th in opponent field goal
out
percentage.
of bounds, man.
They've made the most of the mistakes that they've been able to force. I mean, they're a top 10 team in points off turnovers.
And you go back to their ranking in opponents' points per game. Teams just can't seem to put runs together against them. You get a bucket here, a bucket there. For that defense, it just wears on you.